Hello, everybody out there in the indie music community. This is Micro Soldier 777 here. As you may know, this is Pride Month, where the LBGT alphabet people celebrate their month of June. With me being a Christian, I adopt a Christian worldview of relationships, family, that kind of thing. So as you may know, their flag has 6 colors, whereas if you take the rainbow flag, it has 7 colors. So one of the colors are missing on their flag. I know their flag has changed, but I'm talking about the original flag with the striped rainbow. And I want to set this up with scripture as well, to give God the glory about who He is as well. So as you may know, back in Genesis 9:11, chapter 9, a few verses here, God made a covenant with Noah, and He said, and God spoke. This is chapter 9, starting at 8, and I'll read a few verses here. This is the New King James Version I got here. It's up on the computer here. And God spoke Noah and his sons with him, saying, "As for me, behold, I establish my covenant with you and your descendants after you, that with every living creature that is with you, the birds and cattle, and every beast of the field, earth with you, of all that go of the ark, every beast of the earth. This establish my covenant with you. Never again shall all flesh be cut off by waters of flood, and never again shall there be a flood destroy the earth." So God promised that going forward after the flood, from many thousands of years ago, that He'll never flood the earth with water. As you may know, God sent the flood because of man's pride, man's unrepentant heart. When God built the ark, God preached to the people, saying that if they acknowledge God, if they repent, they can come in the ark. But of course, people didn't believe Him, so doors were shut, and they all perished in a flood, except for Noah and his family. I also want to set this up by reading Romans chapter 1. Romans chapter 1, starting at verse 18. For the wrath of God revealed from heaven against all ungodliness and righteousness of men who suppress the truth and unrighteousness, because what may be known of God is manifest in them, for God is shown to them. Basically what that means is that God gave us a conscience, and God gave us the distinction of right and wrong. For since creation of the world, His invisible attributes are clearly seen. That referring to, I think that's talking about natural law. There's natural laws of right and wrong, being understood by the things that are made, even His eternal power and Godhead, so that when they're without excuse, because God gave us all the concept of right and wrong. Because although they knew God, they did not glorify Him as God, nor were thankful, but became futile in their thoughts, and their foolish hearts were darkened. Professing to be wise, that's where pride comes in, they became foolish, and changed the glory of the uncorruptible God to an image made like incorruptible man, and birds and 4-foot animals and creeping things. That's where we worship the creation, not the creator, which is, the so-called environmentalist movement that we keep hearing about. Therefore, God also gave them up in uncleanness and the lust of their hearts, desiring their bodies among themselves, who exchange the truth for a lie. So people rather believe the lie these days than the truth, and worship a certain creature rather than the creator. So basically, that's people worshiping the creator, creation, like the environment, than the creator. For this reason, God gave them up to vile passions. Even their women exchanging natural use for what was against nature. Likewise, in men having a natural use of the woman, burned in their lust one for another, man with man committing what is shameful, receiving themselves in penalty of their error, what's due. So basically, you have homosexual relationships where God created man and woman to complement each other in a marriage union, instead of the man using man what a man would use for a woman, but a woman with man. So now I'm not in any way, and I want to make this known that I don't hate anybody who's gay or homosexual or nothing like that, because we all are born in sin. And I have weakness, I have faults that sometimes I'm tempted to do. We all have urges that we ought not act on. That's why we need Jesus to invade our hearts and take over our minds, and to show us what's right and wrong, and to guard us against temptation, or falling in temptation. So that's my point. I want to make that as well. If anybody is struggling with homosexuality, my prayer for you is to seek God, to seek His counsel, and to pray and read the Bible. That's my advice to you. So my heart goes out to homosexual community because they need to, and there are people trying to get out of that lifestyle, and they're trying to stay pure and right before God. So my heart goes out to you as well. So I want to talk about, and as you may know too, the rainbow has 7 colors. As you may know, 7 is the color of perfection. The LGBT flag, the old flag, I know it's been modified, has 6 colors. And as you know, 6 is the number of imperfection, number of man. So I want to talk about the rainbow colors. I want to honor God with this little album showing here. I want to show 7 colors of the traditional rainbow that God intended to be. So let's get right to it. So here we have Crystal Box, the bottom line. Here we have a red translucent vinyl. There you have it. So it's really cool. That's the color red. And the color orange is the next color. It's Michael Sweet, Reborn Again, which is his remake of the Striper Reborn album. It was a really, really cool album. Here we have the orange color here. I know it shows red, but this part here is orange. There you have it. Okay, pretty cool. And here we have, for the color yellow, we have Striper Second Coming, which is double gatefold vinyl. And of course, both albums, both records are in a yellow vinyl. And let me just show it here. Translucent yellow vinyl. Give me 1 second. There you have it. Kind of cool. And by the way, this is signed by all members of the band as well, except for Perry Richardson, I believe, has a signature and not Tim Gaines. There you have it. So, but all the guys are signed. Michael Sweet's right here if you see the lettering here. So, pretty cool. Next up, we have Green, which is this great album by Petra, This Means War, which is a Girder Records reissue version. There you have it. Really, really cool. Really, really good album too. My favorite tracks on this one is, I think, is He Came, He Saw, He Conquered, and All the King's Horses. I love cranking that song, All the King's Horses, the last song. Really, really cool song. What else? Yammer Rocks is a good tune as well. Really good song. So there you have it. Petra, This Means War. Next up, we have another great album from Striper. For the blue, we have No More Hell to Pay. It's also signed by all the members of the band. And here we have, this is done in blue translucent vinyl. There you have it. Very, very nice. And it's probably one of the best albums as well. Striper No More Hell to Pay. Originally came out in 2013. And some consider this as a really comeback album. Even though Reborn came out in 2005 as a comeback album, this is a return to form. Made me think this is a return to form album, which went back to traditional sound. There you have it. Next up, for the color indigo, we have Fear Not, the self-titled album, which is originally came out in 1993, but Roxx Records revamped the album on vinyl and CD back in 2017, I think. Let me double check 1 second. Let me pull it here. Let me bring up the 2017. So here's more of a dark, indigo is more of a dark purpley blue color. So do you see hints of blue and purple in this? There you have it. Fear Not. Last we have Mass, When Two Worlds Collide, which the latest album came out in 2018. And here we have the color violet, or more of a lighter purple. There you have it. Mass. This is a good album too, by the way. My favorite song. The title track is my favorite song on this one, but it's got a lot of other good songs. Revenge for the Maid is also another good tune as well. Like I said, great. Falling in Love is a good tune as well, but Mass, When Two Worlds Collide came out in 2018. There you have it. Anyway, folks, that's my video. We're supporting the original reason for the rainbow, which is what God intended to be, not the LGBTQ reason for the rainbow color. but it's what God intended to be. I want to know your thoughts. Post link below. As you may know, God will not destroy the earth in a flood, but there will be a judgment fire coming in the future at the end times at some point. And Peter talks about that in one of the last books of the Bible and towards the end of the New Testament. There you have it, folks. All the best. Keep rocking. Have a great day. Bye.